Oh yeah. All right. So anyway, I apologize. Hold on here. I'm echoing, and I am good to go. So yes. I'm doing a slightly different camera angle, so I'm kind of zoomed out a little bit. If you guys have a major problem with it, let me know. I'm just trying something a little new and a little different. God, I'm excited, man. God, what a great time to talk football. What a great season. For those of you that missed last week's game, that was a good one. Very impressed with both teams. I was kind of surprised about the game plan. I was kind of expecting Cincinnati to want to come out and establish the run. It didn't work out. They ended up passing the ball. Jacksonville played some really good defense early on, and then they were very good in running the football. I thought they did a fantastic job early. Hindsight, they should have kicked the field goal. They should have kicked the field goal at half. For those of you who didn't see the game, 4th and 1, about 45, 50 seconds left. No timeouts. They decided to run the ball in from the 1. And I love the decision to go for the touchdown. I hated the play call. The play call was terrible. They ran an option instead of just running the ball right up the middle. I didn't like that. You got your 6'6", 215-pound quarterback trying to run the ball in instead of your 5'9", 220-pound running back. For those of you who don't know, being short and big or thick as running back is really advantageous to low center of gravity. A lot of people don't understand that 5'9", 220 is more powerful than 6'2", 220. A lot of people don't know that. So I really think that they just would have gave the ball Robinson on the 1, nothing. Didn't try to get cute in the red zone. They score. They go up 21-0. They probably win that game. But anyway, man. God, I'm so happy to be here, man. God, I'm happy to talk football. I'm going to go over every single game. I'm going to go over the spread. For those of you who don't know, I put action on Arkansas, Georgia, and the more I look at the game, the more I like it. The only thing I'm worried about, Mike brought this up on Wednesday, was that maybe Arkansas played its best game of the season going to College Station at Texas A&M and beating them. That maybe that's their game of the year. They're in the top 10, nothing to do but go down. He's got a good point, but when you have a team that's beaten Texas and beaten Texas A&M against a Georgia team that has played nobody. So that's why I got 18.5. I'm just hoping Arkansas shows up because I know enough about Arkansas. They got some NFL players on that defense. They really do. So 18.5 is a big number. If I win Saturday, I'm going to put some extra bets down on Sunday. So if you follow me on social media or you want to email me, definitely, I forgot about the Clemson game. Yeah, they played Clemson. Except for Clemson, they played a bunch of powder puffs. And Clemson, by the way, is 1-2. It's not the same Clemson team. So, yeah, I did forget about Clemson. But the last couple of weeks, they played nobodies. So, but anyway, man, Red Sea, welcome, brother. Let's start off. How about them Lions? What happened to 10-7 vibes? Here's the deal. They didn't want to listen to me. I tried telling Lions fans 7, 8, 9, 10 wins was not realistic. I've been saying this all along that you're on the right path. The foundation's very, very solid. The foundation for the first time in a long time is very solid in Detroit. You're doing all the right moves. You're acquiring draft picks. You're building, I think, something pretty damn good. It's just not there this year. And the issue is that, you're also going down in the quarterback position. I don't think Goff's a terrible quarterback. You probably know more about him than I do. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback, but you're taking a step down from Stafford, so you're probably not going to like him as much. So, yeah. But yeah, it wasn't realistic. And the guy who went on Luke G's show and said 10-7, he didn't believe it. And I know he didn't believe it. Here's why I know this. He didn't say, hey, I went to the bank and got a second mortgage and I put action on over 5 wins or over 4.5. That's why I know he wasn't telling the truth. He had some of that hopium, I'm hoping 10 wins, but it wasn't realistic. I've been saying that for a long time, but seriously, watch what happens next year. You have a lot of player turnover, probably a new defensive scheme. At least I think a new defensive scheme. By the way, your Cardinals look awesome. So very, very excited about that, about the Cardinals and Rams. That's going to be a good one. That's not a game I'm putting action on, though. Not a game I'm putting action on. Funk, what's up, brother, man? Brother, I don't know, but I'm still laughing at idiots in my fan base. Oh, we are coming. Yes. All right. I say this and normally talk like this would be hyperbolic. Normally when I say things like this, it would be blown way out of proportion, but I mean it when I say this. Nagy loses this week, I think he's done. And I also don't believe that it's really a game time decision at quarterback. I don't believe it's a game time decision at all. I think he knows who the starter is. I think he's just doing this to kind of mess with Detroit because he knows he loses this week. And let me be very clear. This is not a slam or an insult against Detroit. This isn't I'm attacking Detroit. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying you lose this week. If you're Matt Nagy, you lose, you're out. That's it. So that's just it. And I'm not insulting the Lions. If you're a Lions fan, you're watching this like Dan's trash. No, I'm not. Matt Nagy has mismanaged the quarterback position, and it's something that you got 2 high draft picks. He's now mismanaged, and it looks like I can tell you exactly what he's doing. He wants to run the Chiefs offense. He wants to run this complex, multifaceted offense, but he can't do it because you can't take a rookie quarterback and run this offense. You can't do it. So I don't believe that it's a game time decision. I think he knows who's going to be the quarterback. I think he's doing this to get any extra advantage. If it's not Fields, I still expect Fields to play for like a few snaps. So I think so too, Funk. I was really surprised the line was 18.5. Normally when you have 2 top 10 teams going at it, you usually don't get this big of a line. But yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia wins. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, it wouldn't surprise me if Arkansas wins. I expect Georgia to win. I wouldn't be surprised. There's another channel Luke G turned me on to. I've drawn a blank on it, but I watched his preview. He said 32-24 Georgia, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe not that high scoring. I don't know, but I mean, both these teams have lots of NFL talent on defense, both teams. So I wouldn't surprise me if it was a lower scoring game, but I got 18.5. That's a big number. Yeah, I did forget about that, but the last couple games have been nobodies where Arkansas has played better opponents, and Clemson is 1-2 or 2-2. I gave the Lions 7 wins at best. Goff is a trash can bridge QB. I never liked Goff. Not going to change my mind just because he changed his jersey, and I like that. Don't just. Look, if you don't like a guy, you don't like a guy. I mean, there's players on other teams that I really, really like. There's players on other teams I really like and got a lot of respect for. So I get it. And the best part is about the Lions is that they have multiple picks in the first round over the next 2 years. So you get to choose not just in 2022, but in 2023, or you have the option if you want to, make a move for somebody like, for example, Drew Lock, who I thought should have won the job in Denver, but I'm kind of eating my words right now. You may even want to roll the dice on somebody like Marcus Mariota. I'd be shocked if they did something like that. I think that they're going to draft a quarterback, whether it's in 2022 or 2023. You're watching Arkansas, Georgia. JT Daniels was the guy who I thought would be the number one pick, but he's been banged up. And, I mean, he doesn't look great so far. I'm going to DVR Cincinnati and Notre Dame, and Ritter's a guy who I just got a feeling Campbell likes that kid. I didn't watch Tennessee. However, I wish I would have watched Tennessee before I watched Minnesota. And the reason why is I watched Minnesota. I'm not going to watch the Jacksonville game because there's nothing I really need to see from Jacksonville. But I watched the Minnesota game, and I was disappointed in the defense. But I don't know if it's more Minnesota's offense or Arizona's defense. I'm kind of thinking it might be a combination of both. But I really wish that this is awesome, by the way. I'm going to keep that up for a second. I was really let me give you something that I really liked is like after you had the pick six, the defense really kind of came together. I was really impressed by that. I'm really hoping that that it's more to Minnesota's offense, because the Arizona's defense at first looked really bad, and I was kind of like, ugh. And Kyler Murray is on the top of my MVP list, and he should be. He's playing phenomenal. So I only got to watch the full answer to your question is I only got to watch the full Minnesota game. I probably won't watch the Tennessee game, but I kind of wish I would have now, because I wish I would have seen how they stopped, which apparently nobody else has done. Nobody else has stopped Derrick Henry except for Arizona. So I want to see how I should have watched how they did it, because I watched them get gashed by Minnesota, and I don't need to watch the Jacksonville game. There's really nothing I can gather from that game to really offer my opinion. I'm really excited about this week, the game against the Rams. I really want to see how they look. Wouldn't surprise me if they win, and I'm going to go through all the games, and I'm going to use. I should have put the link in. It just now occurred to me. I should have put the MyBookie link in. I didn't. I should have, because I'm not going to touch that game, but there is a few other games and maybe some prop bets that I'm going to take advantage of if Arkansas can cover. Yeah, I think so too, Denver Gator. Normally, I don't like betting college when I don't know too much. But I'm going to tell you this right now. They got multiple NFL players on that defense. That defense Arkansas has is for real. Not sold on their offense. The quarterback, obviously not an NFL quarterback, but 18.5, I think is way too big of a line. Way too big. So I'm going to take advantage of it. It's kind of going to suck for me because I got to work tomorrow. If I work from home, so I'm going to DVR it, and like I may sneak a peek and watch a little of it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to watching Notre Dame, Cincinnati. I'm going to DVR those games, and then Sunday a lot of games I'm going to watch. A lot of games. So I think Nagy is praying Dalton is ready to go this Sunday, and that's why he isn't saying anything about who's starting. I kind of think the same thing, except that I think he has an idea. I think Nagy will know. I think Nagy knows right now if Dalton can go, and I think that he'll know that if he can't. And I think he's just doing that to create confusion. But I think he knows who's ready and who's not. I think this is just. And by the way, if it's not, then this is really bad, because what he didn't do that I was expecting is I really thought he would change his game plan. And let me throw out a name that I'm pretty sure the Bears wouldn't want, but I don't think we have any Bears fans here, but Jason Garrett. One of the things Jason Garrett did in Dallas I thought was brilliant is that when Tony Romo got hurt, they decided to go with Dak Prescott. He changed the whole offense completely. They ran what Dak Prescott was capable of doing, and that's what I thought Nagy would do. I thought Nagy would say, hey, let's dumb down this offense. I got good enough defense that I can stay competitive. Let's just run a college offense. And he didn't. He wanted to run his same offense, which is a extremely complex offense. And it's nothing like he did in college. It's almost like learning a foreign language when you get into the NFL. And I really thought Nagy would dumb things down for Fields, and he didn't. And that was what I had an issue with him with Trubisky. And I now with Dalton being a veteran, a smart veteran, you could probably put in, I'm going to say 60, maybe 70, maybe even more percent of the offense, and Dalton can figure it out. Not so with Fields. And that's what really bothered me. So I do think, I think that Nagy knows, but if he doesn't and he's just going to guess, then he deserves to be fired. And I think if the Lions win, and I think there's a good chance that they will, then yeah, I think Nagy will be gone. But I kind of think along those lines, except I think he already knows. I think this whole game time decision stuff's bullshit. So forget my language. Amazement. I'm so glad you're posting your picks, man. I'm so happy to hear these. Let's see here. Washington, Atlanta, under 47. I like this. Washington's defense has been bad. It's just a matter of time before they get it going. They're starting a rookie middle linebacker, but he's talented and athletic. As the season goes on, the defense will get better. Same thing for Atlanta. So I actually like this. 47 is a big number for two teams that have struggling offenses. Chiefs -7. I wish you would have got 6.5. Chiefs have been terrible against the spread. Terrible. I like a weenie. I took the money line, was 5.5. I got 5.5 before Monday Night Football because I was worried about an injury. I think you're good there, but Kansas City's the worst team over the last, since the beginning of 2020. The bet on Kansas City's the number one killer, but I think you're good here. What I'm worried about is that they'll be up 30-10 late in the fourth quarter and allow a couple garbage touchdowns, which has kind of been their MO. I wish you would have been able to get 6.5, but I feel good about that. Arizona +6 is phenomenal. That's a great number because the line, I'm going to take a look. I haven't even looked before I came on. I decided to come on. I'm going to go down the line live and go over the numbers through my bookie, but I believe it was less. I think I looked, it was 4.5. So you got 6. That's a great number. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if Arizona comes out and wins that game. I would not be surprised if Arizona wins that game. San Francisco, Seattle over 54. I'm kind of leaning towards that too. Both defenses are struggling right now. I think that could be a high scoring game. I think the number I saw 52.5. And we'll go over all this. I like all these. And I'm especially hoping Kansas City. Like I said, I'd like a weenie. I put 50 on the money line. I have I think it's 45 on Arkansas. But if I win that Arkansas bet, I'm going to put some extra down on some picks Saturday night. And if you want to know, hit me up on social media, or you can always email me directly. And this notification will come right up on my cell phone, so I'll be able to respond. My boy James hit me up, and he had some emails that he sent me, and then I wasn't getting them. I changed it so the notification comes out. So if you email me, boom, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm hoping Arkansas wins, but we still play Georgia head-to-head. So as long as we don't get upset before we play Georgia, we're good. We're okay. Go Gators. It's funny. I think you're the only Gator fan. I think you're the only Gator fan here. So I know Denver Gators a big LSU guy. I love this. This is awesome. Funk, I think they're playing Fields. We'll have to see. Not been worried about the LSU game. My Gators should beat them last year, if not for Mr. Shoe. I call him Shoe. Yes, for those of you who don't know, they played LSU. They're a much better team, and it was like third. I don't remember if it was third or fourth down, late in the game, and the LSU player the Florida Gator he just threw the shoe. Just obviously 15-yard penalty, and that's what ended up costing them the game. Yeah, I remember that. I felt bad because that Florida team was really, really good. Oh, God. Cardavius Toney was so much fun to watch. So much fun. That team was really good. Not as good as Bama, and I'm not insulting Gators fans here. I mean, you know that. They weren't that good, but God, that was such a bad loss. No, they'll remember that. I wouldn't be surprised if they kill LSU. I wouldn't be surprised they beat LSU by 30. Really wouldn't. 1.40 Bengals aren't really that good. No, I don't think they are either. I think the over-under was 6.5. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if they finish around 500. It makes the AFC North very interesting because you got them, you got Baltimore, you got Cleveland. Pittsburgh right now is a cellar dweller. They're at 1-2, and they really need to beat Green Bay, so I win on my 8.5 bet. So I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on the Bengals. Here's the deal. They did what good teams do, and that's not play their best and win. And that's rare for the Bengals, but they did not come prepared, which really bothered me because before the game, Troy Aikman said he talked to the team and some of the players, and they said, we know we have to come in prepared, and they were not. They came in very flat. They didn't stop the run. Realistically, if Urban Meyer kicks a field goal at half, or he just does a simple Robinson run instead of trying to get cute with this option shit, they did. For those of you who didn't watch the game, it was 14-0, less than a minute left. Jacksonville's out timeouts, 4th and 1 on the goal. And instead of kicking a field goal to go up 17-0 before half, they decide to run the ball. Now, the good news is that Cincinnati had to run, I think it was 2 plays before half into one, so there's no chance of them scoring. But if you kicked a field goal or you ran Robinson, you're up either 21-0 or 17-0. You probably win the game. I'm not sold on them yet, but they did do what good teams do, and that's not play your best and win. And that's something the Bengals haven't done for a very long time. But you lost your, I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. Pride of field plays, it's because Dalton is hurt. I'm leaning towards that too. And I think what it is that I think Dalton will, I want to believe that Nagy knows who the starter is already. This is just for fun. Our defense only allowed 24 yards rushing to Cook in the second half was a massive reason we won the Jags game and annihilated Tennessee. Our corners are playing some damn good football. Yeah, you know what? In all fairness, Cook did get hurt. Cook did get hurt. But yeah, the defense this is key. That one thing I love about the Cardinals is that they make adjustments. And you can see this. They make adjustments, and great teams adjust. Now, Cook did get hurt, but this is a team that was getting gashed on defense. They were down. I don't remember if it was 27-7 or if it was 20-7, and came back and won the game. Now you can blame Minnesota's kicker if you want. It doesn't matter. They had the lead, And Minnesota had every opportunity to close it out. They just couldn't get done. But really, really good football teams adjust. So, Burrow is very impressive. Him being in Cincinnati would worry me because the Bengals are so damn cheap. They better get some talent around him and protect him because he's the real deal, or else luck 2.0. He has been impressive. I worry about the durability. I think one of the things that I disagreed with a lot of people, is that I liked what the Bengals did on the offensive line. They made a bunch of underrated moves. Jonah Williams is your franchise left tackle. Last year was basically his rookie year because he missed all of 2019 due to a freak injury. And I say it's a freak injury because he played like every snap since he was a true freshman at Alabama. His 3-year starter, didn't miss a snap. I mean, that was one of the biggest pluses about about Jonah Williams coming into the draft was that he was durable. He was solid. He didn't do anything like overly spectacular. I mean, this wasn't like Jonathan Ogden or Orlando Pace or, old school. You can go Tony Baselli if you want. I mean, he wasn't a prospect like that, but he was solid. He was like, a guy who's going to start for, 10 to 12 years on the left side and be good. And I think it was mini camp, ends up getting hurt. I mean, it was a freaky thing, but he's playing solid. They got Riley Reef. They moved him on the right side. He's playing decent. The interior's not bad. Do they need to keep improving on the offensive line? Yes, absolutely. Let's be very clear. And I also think that the Bengals will pay him. I don't think this will be an issue like where they played hardball with Carson Palmer. And no, I think that they'll give Burrow a lot of money. I think that what they're planning on doing is like Burrow's going to be our guy. But this is going to be that you are right though, because they do have to get talent. They have to get talent around them, which they've done. All right, they got talent around them. T. Higgins didn't even play, and T. Higgins is a good receiver. And then they still have to improve the offensive line. They have to add pieces of the offensive line. And I want to believe that they are going to go ahead and find a way to pay Burrow. If I'm Burrow, I don't take a major discount, but I also don't try to break the bank either. And I say, hey, look, I'm the hero of Cincinnati. So, but I mean, that's good. His contract's going to be an interesting one in a couple of years. Nagy gave up next coach's capital for a kid that probably ends up out of league in a few years. I think Fields in the right situation would be really good. And that's kind of going to be a tough situation because let's just assume Nagy gets fired. Whoever takes over for the Bears has to work with Justin Fields. And you have to like the kid. And that could be dangerous because there's some Justin Fields is not used to an NFL offense, and being that he's such an athlete, I think that's kind of a downgrade. I think that's a problem. Look at Marcus Mariota. He never panned out. And the reason why is that it's so easy when you have that type of speed to just run. Sometimes being a running quarterback's at a disadvantage. Josh Allen, he kept on running, but then he learned to be a passer. But one of the things the Bills did is they got him a number one wide receiver. I mean, he's got receivers. The offensive line's bad, and he has a complex offense. So year one, if Fields plays, he has to run the ball. And then let's just say Nagy gets fired, you're dealing with basically a rookie in Justin Fields who's got all the physical tools, but you have to build them from scratch. And if you get a defensive mind, like let's just say you go Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator out of Tampa Bay, who would be perfect for the defense. You have a problem because you got to bring in a great A+ quarterback coach and an A+ offensive coordinator. I'm thinking that you go the Bears' next coach should be an offensive mind, but normally if you have an offensive mind and you get rid of him, you go with the defensive mind. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. So it's going to be a tough situation. I think Justin Fields could be a very good NFL quarterback, but I think one thing we do agree about is that he's raw. And instead of Nagy treating him like a raw project, he tried to treat him as more as a finished product, which was a bad move, especially this early in the season. But I think he's in the league. I think he can be in the league. No. Okay, I lost it when he threw. Okay, yeah, when he threw the shoe. Okay, I flipped out. Go Bearcats. Yeah, I'm cheering for Cincinnati too. I think their uniforms are cool. I love the black and the red, and they had those colors before every. Okay, I know you're not a part of it, but there's a lot of Chiefs Facebook groups I'm a part of. I had to get out of that show the Chiefs in black uniforms, and I wish I could just smack everybody. And if you are a Chiefs fan and you support the Chiefs in a black uniform, you should be smacked. I mean, you just deserve to be smacked. No, but anyway, yeah. Have you seen a YouTube channel called SEC Shorts? I saw some clips of it. I haven't subscribed to it, but it's come across like my suggested, like when I'm at when I'm at work, sometimes I pop on my phone and I scroll through stuff. And so had a Gator delivering an L to Kentucky. That's awesome. You know what I saw today? I never knew this before, completely off topic. I think it has something to do with the Gators, is that apparently Gators eat their young. So it's a video of a Gator eating a Gator. So I've never seen that before. Yeah. I believe Garrett is a downgrade over Nagy. I mean, there's lots of people that hate Garrett. He had a lot of success in Dallas, believe it or not. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but the job he did when he took a 4th-round project quarterback, turned him into a Pro Bowl quarterback. I mean, give Dak Prescott a lot of credit, but give Jason Garrett a lot of credit. He changed so many things on the team. I think that he deserves a lot of credit. Nagy took a perennial loser, took them to a 12-win season, and then obviously he went down, but he hasn't been able to jump back up. Personally, I think Garrett was kind of in a bad situation with Dallas, because I don't think he ever got to have the control that he really wanted. I think he had more of Jerry Jones really pulling a lot of the strings. I would love to see Jason Garrett get another job, and I have no idea if he'd want to go in the college ranks or not. My guess is that he wants to stay in the NFL. I think that if Joe Judge doesn't get better fast, Jason Garrett's going to take over. And if he does a good job with the Giants, he'll stay as the head coach. I think I'd like to see Garrett get another chance. Here's another thing about Nagy is that even if Nagy gets fired, Nagy will get another chance. I mean, his record as head coach, I mean, for 3 years, he had, I'm trying to think here, 12-8-8, that's 28. So 28-20, it's a winning record. So let's say he gets fired. He'll have a winning record. He'll go back to being an offensive coordinator or a quarterback coach for a year or two, but he'll get another chance. I have no idea if he wants to coach college, but he'll get another chance to be an NFL head coach. Both these guys, I'd like to see Garrett get a chance. If Joe Judge does bad, he will. And Nagy, if he does get fired, he'll get another chance. Funk, that's also one piece too. I had 7 wins. I do think the Lions beat the Bengals. Not the way these two teams have been playing. The way the Bengals have been playing and the way the Lions have been playing, the Bengals are obviously a better team. The Bengals play like they did against Jacksonville, coming to Detroit. I don't know where the game's at. Let's just say it's in Detroit. If they come in to Detroit and kind of sleepwalk, then, they'll lose. But both teams play at their strength. The Bengals are clearly a better team. So. I saw it before Denver Gator. They are stupid. Kentucky has some weapons, but I love the way our D-line is played, especially at DTs. I'm hearing Richardson will play tomorrow, too, as long as he's completely healthy. I will admit, I'm probably not going to watch this game, but you guys let me know. I will say this, though. Florida's a damn good team, man. Damn good team. Paul Finnbaum has some crazy colors, too, on the show. I'm going to have to check this channel out a little more. I saw a few clips on YouTube, so. Our defense going to be elite. Our pass rush has been MIA the last 2 weeks, and we still buckled down and had the defense basically win us the Jags game and still contain Minnesota so we could win. The one thing I thought that was really interesting is that J.J. Watt is just a run stuffer. They're not even including him in the pass rush. They're not even letting him go outside, which is a little interesting. But it's a good thing because he's buying into it. I am impressed with your defense. You have a big challenge this week. It wouldn't surprise me if Arizona wins. Wouldn't surprise. They have to work in fields and on the draft capital to fix all. Well, here's what would happen. You would go through free agency to build up the offensive line. All right, you go through free agency. You overpay on the offensive line. You lose. You lose Allen Robinson probably to the free agency. You have 2 tight ends, of course. The longtime tight end will retire after a year or two. It's maybe his last year in the NFL. 34 minutes in, I forgot his name. But Cole Kmet, the rookie second-year tight end out of Notre Dame's very, very good. And you also have a really good running back. So you fix the line through free agency. You probably lose a player or two on defense. The bad news is because of the draft capital, you struggle through 2022. And it'd be interesting to see if you lose Nagy, who your head coach would be. I'm thinking the defensive coordinator steps up and he'll take over for the rest of the year. If he does a good enough job, he gets them to the playoffs, for example. He'll stay. So, I mean, the Bears are in a bad situation. Yeah, and I thought that was a mistake making him left tackle. Would you buy Denver if they beat the Ravens, or do you need move proof? Got to take your Chiefs hat off on this one. LOL. I said this Wednesday. If Denver beats the Ravens, the AFC better watch out, because the Ravens are coming in this game very healthy, and Denver's coming in this game really banged up. I personally feel that I think I'm expecting the Ravens to win. But if Denver wins this game, the whole AFC better take note, because this team is Denver's just going to get better, folks. Denver's going to get better as the year goes on and they get players healthy, where the Ravens are as healthy as they're probably going to be for the rest of the year. Denver wins this game. So to answer your question, yes, I'm buying Denver anyway, because Denver's playing some damn good ball and Bridgewater's playing better than I expected. They're running the ball. The defense is going to be good. And when they get Jerry Jeudy back, they get Bradley Chubb back, this team's just going to get better. So if Denver wins and they keep on getting better, they're not just a threat to the West, they're a threat to the whole AFC. So if Denver wins this game, AFC, you've been served. Denver's for real. Also, every rookie quarterback has looked bad. You're all right. You're 100% right. And I said this. Rookie quarterbacks are best suited to sit 1 year, and this is what should have happened with Fields. I knew Wilson was going to start. I knew Trevor Lawrence was going to start. I knew Mac Jones. Well, actually, I was kind of on the fence about Mac Jones, but the only quarterback that they're really handling properly, and I don't even like him coming in for a few snaps, is Trey Lance. So. What do you think about the whole targeting rules? Should guys get ejected off a judgment call? Sometimes hard to tell if it was intentional, so to eject the guy isn't fair to me. I know in college, I hate the college rule. In college, it's so subjective. I don't like the targeting rule at all, to be perfectly honest with you. I just don't like it. I've never done this. Every single person I know that's been on the field says the same exact thing. They say it is so fast. I mean, you got guys moving literally at world-class speed. They're moving faster than any human being has a right to move. And it just goes by so fast. I mean, there's a couple times where you could tell a guy's taking a cheap shot. But there's a lot of times where you just don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I was an NFL defensive player, and I would take cheap shots. If I could get away with it, I would do it. I'm not going to lie. I would do it. Maybe I'm a dick. I don't know. I'm just saying, I know me. I know it's in my competitive nature. But I also know that a lot of times that players are cheap shotted. It's just a good football play. Weird side note, the 2017, I think it is 2016 or 2017, Tennessee playoff game against the Chiefs. There was a questionable hit on Kelsey, no flag. I think he was fined later for it. Chiefs fans swear up and down it was a targeting call. They were targeting Kelsey. He had like 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. So at the end of the first half, helmet to helmet, Kelsey was knocked out of the game. I thought it was clean. There's still Chiefs fans that are, oh no, it was a cheap shot and everything like that. No, to answer your question, no, I don't think guys should be ejected. I mean, I think if it's obvious, like super obvious, where like a fight breaks out because go old school. There was a old school. There was a player in the 80s, after Jim McMahon threw a pass and like 5 seconds later picked him up and like body slammed him to the ground. And oh wow, something like that. Yes, you should be ejected. But these calls that are, bing bang, no. And in college, they need to just change. There's a lot of things about college football I think they should really need to be changed. But Zach was, hey, there's no slander. I mean, he's in for a rough year, man. It's just that you have a first-time offensive coordinator, first-time head coach. He's in a bad situation. But I like the kid. I like the kid a lot. And Jenkins had to have back surgery before his NFL career starts. Not going to hold my breath on Jenkins being around long now. I was big on him, especially because he's a right tackle, and that's what we needed. Well, I actually, tell you the truth, I thought he was going to move inside the guard, and I thought he was going to be awesome. When the Bears drafted him originally, I was thinking, okay, he's going to play right tackle. And then they let Leno go, and I'm like, oh, shit. So that was a bold move, and it's got to pay off. So, and right now it's not. So, Funk, are you still happy about Sewell? Yes and no. I was worried they're going to leave him on the right side, and his feet will never be right. And that's another interesting situation. Is if do you want to move him back to the right side? And I think they will. But that's something interesting that we're going to have to watch. When Nagy is fired, watch for Dable to be a head coach candidate, good QB to develop alongside a solid defense. That's a possibility too. I mean, that the Bears' job is going to be very interesting, and it'll be really interesting to see who wants that job, because you got to buy into Justin Fields. And like I said, I think Jason Garrett would be a perfect fit, but that's just my opinion. Lots of people out there don't think he'd be a good fit. I think he'd be a great fit for that job. That's just my opinion. But that job's going to be very interesting. Again, you're saying when Nagy's fired. I mean, like I said, if he wins, he turns everything around. But so far, he's not done a good job with the quarterback situation. So, wow, when you said Gator eating a Gator, it reminded me a few years ago. I think it was two Gators linemen are blocking each other. Videos on YouTube. I think I know which one you're talking about. But yeah. Salad Dodger, welcome. Sam Darnold, an MVP. Hey, listen, I get it. And he means Darnold for MVP. They are actually underdogs. Believe it or not, they're actually underdogs to Dallas, which I have to admit I'm a little surprised on. I'm going to use the MyBookie numbers. I'm going to break down all the games and just throw some things out there. But, man, yeah. And by the way, Salad Dodger is just a fantastic name. Matt Patricia is recommended for don't buy Panther. Dallas wins by 2 scores, although I hate talking Dallas when they're a favorite, but I think they win. I'm not so sure. But that's going to be an interesting game, because does Carolina just kind of take this lightly? CMC's hurt. Darnold steps up and outduels Prescott, which is not as unlikely as you may think. Then it's going to be interesting. But, yeah. And don't say anything bad about Dallas. Now, Alex is not here. But if Alex was here, there's not too much Alex loves more than Dallas and Bill O'Brien. So just letting you know. I don't know about an MVP, but Sam is probably one of the 2 happiest quarterbacks. Amazement. We are never to speak of such silliness again. Hate that clip, but the Giants did the same against Broncos week 1. How long do you think Akeem Hicks has less defense isn't what it was, and he's the guy that definitely makes the defense really click? I'm not sure, man, but I love Akeem Hicks, man. I really do. I know Goldman sat out for COVID the year before, and that was a big loss. I don't even know if he's come back yet. I know that oh, fuck. Brain freeze here. Khalil Mack. I can't believe I forgot Khalil Mack's name. So anyway, Khalil Mack is playing up to speed. I think Robert Quinn's getting a little better. Keep in mind, the new defensive coordinator they have was Fangio's right-hand man. He's going to be an NFL head coach soon. I think defense is playing better with him in charge. I don't know. Probably not too much, but he's really good, man. He is really good. Not giving you an answer to your question, but I love Akeem Hicks. Really do. Dallas isn't all that great. They barely beat the Chargers, and Philly is terrible. Yeah, Philly, if for those of you that don't know, week 1 when Philly won, I was like, Philly and Cincinnati, this may be fool's gold. And I mean, Philly, hopefully Kansas City wins by 80, but wait and see. And Bengals right now 3-1, so I was right about that. One probably don't you go have kneecaps. Okay, it's Bill Romanowski admitted he tried to hurt guys so he couldn't play the rest of the game. Yeah, Bill Romanowski. I thought he was dirty, but you know one of the things that he did, I thought that was brilliant. I think he said this when he was with the Raiders, is that he had a crazy diet. He was I want to say vegan. He might have been just a vegetarian, which an NFL linebacker, it's hard to be. But, I mean, he had a crazy diet. And he said every time I would see a player on one of our defensive guys eating fast food or fried food, I would say, hey, another year. And he played till he was like 39. A lot of people will remember him more as a dirty player. I just remember like his diet was like, really, really ahead of the time. And dude wasn't a great athlete, but he's played in the NFL. I mean, I respect the dude because he wasn't a great athlete. He just worked hard, played hard, and was intense. I like the dude. So already bit a few. Break it. He did. Yeah, he's famous for that. Yeah. Hey, Lions fans, who would you rather have as a head coach for the Bears, Patricia, Gase, or Bill O'Brien? Give me Gase or 500. Minus the terrible trades, I would take O'Brien. Sewell actually did the interview thing today and pretty much said he's still working at right tackle because when Decker comes back, left tackle is the spot and he's earned it. That's smart. And by the way, it's bullshit too. It's very smart for him to say that, but he knows he's the future at left tackle if he plays well. He knows he's the future. He knows if he plays well the next couple weeks in 2022, he'll be the left tackle and Decker will be gone. And that, by the way, that benefits the Lions because you should be able to trade Decker for a draft pick, maybe multiple draft picks that you can build on your defense. And it's much easier to replace a right tackle than it is a left tackle. So smart for Sewell to say that, though. Very smart. And remember, Sewell's like 20. So exactly. The first thing I would change in NCAA is that stupid OT play, even if it's not real football at this point, spotting the ball. Yeah, just play record. I think that one thing that's going to change in college football, and I'm waiting for it to change. I think Nick Saban was campaigning it for a while, but I think when the clock stops after a first down, I think that's going to go away within the next couple of years. And I think Saban was campaigning that for a while, but that it's going to go away. It's going to go away sooner or later. It's going to become much more like the NFL. I think the 1 foot will still stay. I do like the rule about the taunting and you get a warning, then second thing you're out. And OT, they've talked about tweaking that a little bit. I've heard midfield 35. I don't like the overtime rule in college. I don't like that the game can end 21-21 and end up being 51-45. So, yeah. Gator, Bill O'Brien for head coach, Patricia for DC, Gase for the OC. Campbell quoted, not concerned with poor officiating. I love it. Love it. Smart. You do. I keep saying this and I mean it. The foundation's solid, and 2022 is going to be a lot better in 2021. A lot better. So I everything Detroit's doing right now is really good. But if you're a Lions fan expecting 10 wins, you think it sucks. But everything they're doing right now is really good. And this is excellent. A+. That pay-per-view dumpster fire is the Bill Rosemeyer. Y'all know where he's a linebacker off that movie to pro. Oh God, yes. Oh God. By the way, if you haven't seen the program, best college football movie of all time. I love the program. And you know what? It's been showing up as on Amazon Any Given Sunday. I love Any Given Sunday, and I love the program. Two fantastic movies. Fantastic movies. Romanowski was kind of a dick, just as a teammate. Yeah, I forgot about the eye thing. By the way, I'm kind of a dick too, Funk. So I mean, I kind of can relate. But I got a lot of respect for Romanowski because he wasn't overly athletic, had a crazy diet, worked out like a freak, and stayed in the NFL for, I mean, like almost 20 years. I mean, I give a lot of respect for guys that, you know, have that type of work ethic. So there are some guys in the NFL that get way too much coverage that aren't that good. Oh boy. Whew. Man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one, man. God, that is a tough one, man. Not not that good anymore. The two newly signed players that signed in the NFL just this week, Josh Gordon and Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman, even though Richard Sherman may start in Tampa, he's no longer a number one corner. I thought he was important to San Francisco for leadership more than anything else, but I didn't think he was an elite player anymore. And then Josh Gordon, I mean, people in Kansas City think they're getting a Pro Bowl wide receiver. So just throw those out top of my head. You only need one Gator and have Matt. Oh God. Well, Gator, I hope you like wide receivers because I like NCAA overtime ball. I'm not a big fan. So, oh, you have this? Yes, I've never seen this version. I've seen the clip. For those of you that don't know, okay. For those of you that don't know, in this movie, he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he tells his team, "Hey, will you follow me?" And he's reading the article, and next thing you know, him and some of his teammates are lined up. They're laying down in the middle of a highway on the yellow lines. So some kids decided to do this, and an 18-wheeler ran them over. So he took this out of the movie as soon as it happened, and I understand why they did it and everything. Anyway, I'd love to see it. Like I would love to have that. So yeah, can't wait to. It's going to be a good game, man. It's going to be a good game. All right, so I'm going to break down. I'm using the MyBookie numbers, and I'm going to go in order from MyBookie. I'm going to refresh, and I'm just going to give my opinion here on everything. I'm going to NFL. First game that shows up is Washington at Atlanta. Washington's a 1.5 point favorite. Over under is 47.5. And I think Amazement had 47. All right, I'd have to go up quite a bit. I think he had 47. If you had 47.5, I do like the under on this one. I'll be perfectly honest. I like Washington in this one. I think that they're going to turn things around. I'm just not sure when. More than anything, I buy into Washington. Maybe I shouldn't. Sooner or later, I think they're going to turn things around, and I think this is a good opportunity, even though they are on the road. A game nobody here cares about. Detroit at Chicago. just teasing. Detroit's now a 3-point dog. I thought it was 2.5. The over-under is 41.5. Very low number. Questionable quarterback situation in Chicago. I 100% believe Nagy loses this game, he is going to be fired. A lot of guys believe that Detroit can win this week. It'll be a very, very good game. I didn't check the weather report, but I actually think that the over may be a good bet just because it's a low number. I could see a defensive touchdown here. That's kind of why. I kind of like the over on this one, but this is going to be a fun one. This is an interesting one. Titans at the Jets. Titans are now a 6-point favorite. They have a lot of injuries. The over-under is 44.5. It's a big number, but I love Tennessee -6. I just think the Jets are a complete dumpster fire at this point. And even though the Titans are loaded with injuries, they're going to run the ball. I don't see the Jets stopping it. So I don't know. 6 is a big number to me, but I do like it. Steve Lattimore was my favorite on the program. God, which one's Lattimore? I can't believe I'm drawing a complete blank on Lattimore. I'm drawing a complete blank. I can't believe I'm drawing a complete blank. I'm actually going to look it up. Okay, he was the roided out dude. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, dude, that was such a great movie, man. It was such a great movie. I kind of want to watch it now. One of the most realistic movies of college football of all time. I really wish they. You know what? I don't even think you can come out with a movie like that in today's age. I don't think you can. Such a great movie. Last time we played you guys, we got to Mahomes 7 times, so still got blown out because our offense was historically bad. Yeah, it will be. I'm telling you right now. It'll be a prime time game. It'll be a lot of fun. I would say Garoppolo and Daniel Jones, they get a ton of coverage. I really hate that they have nicknames so they aren't that good to be. Those are good ones, actually, to tell you the truth. Jimmy G, I think, would be better. He had injury problems at both New England and with San Francisco. I think it's funny that they just aren't high on him after he gave him all that money. Daniel Jones, yeah, I could see that. Justin Fields gets way too much coverage, hasn't shown anything, but he does play for the Bears, so. Oh, God, this is some good stuff today, man. Cleveland at Minnesota. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. Minnesota's a 2-point dog in this game, even though they're playing at home. The over-under might be to play here. It's 51.5. Even though both teams are known for having good defenses, I kind of like the over on this one. I'm actually really excited because I want to see if Minnesota is going to be on track to make a run at the division, or if Cleveland just wants to have or if Cleveland's an AFC powerhouse. I'm really excited about this game. I wouldn't recommend touching this one at all. I kind of like the over. There's some really great games this week here. Indianapolis at Miami. Miami's only a 2-point favorite despite being at home. I understand the quarterback position and everything. This might be one I'd take Miami in. I think Indianapolis is having some issues. Wentz isn't healthy. They have all sorts of problems on the offensive line. I think Miami's defense really kind of amps it up. The over-under is 42.5. I like the over on this one, even though these are two good defenses. I actually like Miami. I'm actually put some action on this one. I might take the Dolphins here. And the reason why is I like Jacoby Brissett. So. Panthers at Dallas. Dallas a 4-point favorite. Originally, I thought Dallas was playing on the road, so I'm wrong there. Still, I think this is one of those situations where Dallas is a little overhyped because they're Dallas and Carolina, smaller market. I think Carolina's the better team, and I'm really anxious to watch this game. I actually like the under on this one. It's 51.5. It's kind of a bigger number for two teams playing. Carolina's number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. So it's going to be really interesting. I kind of like the under on this one. I think Carolina has the better team, but this could be one of those situations where they're not ready yet, if that makes sense. But this is going to be a good game. I'm really anxious to see this one here. Giants at Saints. Saints are 7-point favorite. The over-under is 42, which makes sense. Both these teams have the Giants do have a good defense, even though they're terrible on offense. I think Joe Judge is going to be on the hot seat. And here's the deal. I think Nagy's the number one hot seat. Then it's Joe Judge. But if Nagy goes, Joe Judge may be soon to follow. And because they have Jason Garrett, who could be ready to take over, I don't think they're going to get it right this week. I think the Saints are for real, man. I think the Saints are a good team here. I might be wrong. Necessary roughness might be my favorite. Dude, listen, your favorite's your favorite, man. I mean, I'm giving you my favorite. I mean, it's like, what favorite ice cream is the best? I mean, it's personal opinion, man. Necessary roughness. Scott Bakula. What's her name? The model. I mean, at the time, she was like the hottest woman on earth. Sinbad was in it. I mean, hey, what's not to like? I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the program a lot better because the program to me is extremely realistic. But yeah, nothing wrong, man. Dude, you like what you like, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The Water Boy, the Longest Yard too. Now, when you say Longest Yard, Amazement, 70s version or the 2010 version. I've seen bits and pieces of the 70s version, and I saw bits and pieces of the Adam Sandler version. I just like Adam Sandler. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. I mean, my favorite is Happy Gilmore. I mean, I still quote that movie. What a great movie, man. Now you got me like wanting to watch a bunch of movies. So Longest Yard, not really a college movie, but yeah, I like both versions. No, it's not, but it was great. Division 3. I think I've heard of it. No, I never watched it. Never watched it. Rudy is the most overrated college movie. I've never seen it, and I don't want to see it. And the reason why is I know Joe Montana was the quarterback. He even talked about it. It was like nobody clapped. It was like, yeah, good play. They just all went back. And I kind of knew that, when the movie was out. And yeah, I'll never watch it. And I just don't. I don't know. I just, it doesn't appeal to me. So maybe I'm a dick. But I'll never watch it. It's funny. Joe Montana talked about it. He's like, yeah, I was the quarterback. Yeah, sack, and nobody clapped. It was just, sack. I was like, yeah, it was a play. That's it. No big deal. I mean, I don't know. I'll never watch it. I don't have the appeal to it. So I like that one Funk. I love the center. He was cool, of course. Kathy Ireland. That's it. Kicking field goals. You gotta love that. I would take points at home for Carolina. See, I thought Carolina was at home, but it's at Dallas. Which I was a little, I had mixed up, but I think Carolina has the better team. I think Dallas is always going to be overrated and overvalued. yeah. Kathy Ireland at the time was like the hottest thing in the world. So yeah. I think we could finally beat the Rams this week, but definitely going to be fun. I really think you could. I really do. I like Gridiron Gang with The Rock too. I named my fantasy team after that movie. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've seen that, man. To his brothers. He's at Maryland. I haven't seen him play yet. I've heard good and bad things about him, but I think he's at Maryland. It'll be interesting because I think he makes an NFL roster late. He'll get drafted. I haven't seen him play yet this year. We talking football movies. Remember, the Titans got to be up there, and this ain't a discussion. It's up there. I like. I am so embarrassed. I'm forgetting the actor's name. The main actor. Come on. Everybody knows the coach. Come on. There's 100 different movies he's in. I mean, started out St. El's. Come on. Okay, I'm drawing. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Maybe the greatest actor of our generation. Yeah, I'm a big fan. And I can't remember his damn name. The guy with the long hair playing quarterback. Yeah, Denzel Washington. Yeah, thank you. I can't believe I forgot that name. Yeah. Remember the Titans. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Denzel Washington fan, even though I drew a complete blank on his name. So and it's up there. It's always going to be up there. Rudy is a good movie, other than it's about. It was okay. Am I crazy? No, you are not. Florida State's in a very, very bad situation. If I am Florida State or Miami, I am doing everything to get Deion Sanders to come and coach my team. You're right, Red Sea. I'm sitting there and it's like, I even named St. Elsewhere. That's where you got to start. Training Day. I like Training Day. My buddy thought it was like the greatest movie ever. I'm like, slow down. It's good, but I mean, it's not great. But my buddy watched it like on repeat, like for a couple of weeks. You like watch it like 50 times on repeat. I'm like, no, it's not that good. Good movie though. Good movie. I'm talking Training Day. Yeah, I'm embarrassed, Red Sea. I'm embarrassed. I know better. Yeah, Friday Night Lights I actually liked more than Remember the Titans. And the reason why is that Texas high school football is that nuts. It really is that nuts. It really is. And oh God, another one of my favorite actors, and I can't remember his name either. The coach on Friday Night Lights. He's actually a lawyer on this Amazon series I really, really like. However, the final season looks stupid. He was married to the lady who's married to Brad Pitt. God, I'm bad with names today. Jesus Christ. This is bad even for me. The Friday Night Lights head coach, Billy Bob Thornton. Yes, I'm a big Billy Bob Thornton fan. Jesus, I'm terrible with names today. Yeah, I'm really bad. I'm really off. And I'm not on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I am 59+% sure I'm not on drugs. Yeah. Oh, The Replacements is awesome. Yes, The Replacements is awesome. Very, very good movie. Very good movie. Man on Fire and Equalizer. Yeah, both those are pretty. You know what? I'm drawing a blank if I've seen Equalizer. I don't think I've seen Equalizer. So yeah. What I think would be the best NFL game of the week. You know what? I'm not finished yet, but I mean, you got some really good ones. I mean, of course I'm going to pay most attention to Kansas City. But you got some good ones. You got Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona, LA is the game I think everybody else is highlighting. That's probably the one everybody's really looking forward to. Baltimore, Denver is going to be a good one. To tell you the truth, Monday night football is going to be great. Raiders, Chargers in a very, very important game, especially if Kansas City wins. And whether Denver wins or not, that's going to be a good one. Several really good games in here. Let me just go. Kansas City 7-point favorite at Philly. The over/under 54.5. I didn't check the weather report, but there's wind here. You may want to take the under. Philly had a lot of injuries on the offensive and defensive line on Monday Night Football. Kansas City was a 5.5. I just took the money line and was at 5.5. I think even though Kansas City's been a Vegas cash cow, when I say Vegas cash cow, if you're betting on the Chiefs to cover, you probably lost. Yeah, they should get back on track here. Yeah, I don't know why I'm betting on names today. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. I wouldn't put action on it, but they don't play this week, do they? I'm pretty sure they don't, but when they do play, I'm going to take a look at the line, and I might put some action on Michigan State because it may be a crazy high number. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Vikings, Brown. There's a lot of great games this week, man. There's a lot of great games. I'm going to finish up the rest of these, and then we can go back and talk about these in some more detail. Houston's a 17-point dog at Buffalo. The over-under is 47. I didn't check the weather report. I actually like the over on this game, and I like Houston to cover 17. I think this is going to be a closer game than you think. I think it's actually funny. These defenses are very, very similar. And even though I know Davis Mills is a young quarterback and everything, but remember they had an extra couple weeks to prepare. And because they run similar style defenses, I think Mills may be a little more prepared for this game than you think. I think this could be a surprisingly close game. But, I mean, ultimately, Buffalo probably win by double digits. I'm not sure they cover in this game, but I actually really, really like Mills really impressed me. He really, the arm talent was a lot more than I was expecting. And Houston's defense is a lot better than people think. Possibly the game of the week. Game I'm really, really looking forward to watching. Arizona at the Rams. Amazement. I thought you said you got 6. I was right. It's 4.5. The over-under is 54.5. This is going to be a really, really fun game. It wouldn't surprise me if Arizona wins. I'm not going to put action on it. And even though I know Arizona's defense has been off, 54.5 is a big number, man. I might take the under on that one. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle's a 2.5-point dog. The over-under is 52. I think you got a higher number. Amazement, but I like the over on this game. And I will put action on Seattle. If Arkansas wins, I'm going to put some action on Seattle here. And I might put action on – I'll check the weather report, but the weather's good. If the weather's good, I'll put some action on the over. I like the over on this game quite a bit. Baltimore, Denver. Denver's a 1-point dog at home. The over-under is 45. Again, I'm going to check the weather report. I actually like Baltimore in this one only because there's so many injuries for Denver, and Baltimore's really getting healthy. I think that wake-up call against Detroit really is going to kickstart them. They won't sleepwalk into Denver, I can tell you that. But yeah, this is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a really good game. Pittsburgh at Green Bay. Green Bay 6.5-point favorite. Over/under is 45.5. For my over 8.5 wins for the Steelers, I need a big win for the Steelers. Pittsburgh's going to get on things right sooner or later. I really believe that. Hopefully they get it right this week. Wouldn't surprise me if Green Bay won, but Steelers will turn things around, hopefully. Let me get some comments here. Yeah, you're Funk, you're 100%. This is a great week for football. Yeah, Michigan State, and by the way, if you haven't tuned in before, I've said this. What is that? They're tapping into SEC country. They're getting SEC players in Michigan State. One of the receivers they got from Georgia. They're doing some really, really neat things at Michigan State. If the coach stays there, then they're going to build a team that's going to be consistently ranked. Nothing against Michigan State, but usually if you can get Michigan State, usually if you have some success at Michigan State, what coaches have been doing is using that to leapfrog to a bigger and better deal. But if he stays there, they're going to build something really cool. So, yeah, and he's referring to Michigan State. I think your running back before last week he was leading college football in rushing, and I can't think of the guy's name, but I've been dying to kind of watch Michigan State. So I'm going to get a chance to watch them play sooner or later. Probably not this week though. Kenneth Walker was an awesome pickup for him. Yeah, he was. There's been an NFL OT game every week so far. Am I right? I know week 1. I want to say yes. I'm drawing a blank on week 2. Yeah. You're right. There was week 2 and week 3. Yeah. So far, every week's had an OT game. Yeah, you're right. I drew a blank on week 2. I had to double check. Michigan State can beat the Wolverines every year. They can lose every other game. Michigan State's building something really, really good. Michigan State's building something really, really good. If the coach stays there, they're going to be a continue. If he stays there, then they'll continue to be a top 25 team because he's bringing in some really good talent. Our biggest problem is McVay. We've done a great job at containing Aaron Donald compared to him versus the rest of the NFL. McVay is going to be a bug test to gauge Kingsbury's growth. And I agree with you because I think, I mean, look, you can't, I mean, you said it, all right? And because you're a Cardinals fan, I'm not expecting you to be as unbiased, but I mean, who has a better coach? I mean, it's McVay over Kingsbury. And I think anybody worth a damn would tell you the same thing. You have done a good job containing Darnold. You have. Can Kingsbury beat McVay? That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one. You're getting the perfect opportunity too, because coming off of the Tampa Bay game, you may be able to get them sleeping just a little bit. You may be able to get them sleeping just a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be a great game. I'm very excited to watch that one. Now, we mentioned Waterboy. We're not going to talk college football and not bring up Waterboy. Oh God. Longest Yard, yes, both movies. No, we brought up Waterboy. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. I love Adam Sandler. I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. Yeah. I also agree, and University of Michigan can't pass. We got some Michigan State love in here, man. Yeah, honestly, the only reason Kingsbury got a job is because of Mahomes and that offense. And that is true. It's funny because he took a job as like a special coordinator at USC and then applied for the Arizona Cardinals job, got that job, so he quit. He wasn't even the offensive coordinator or quarterback coach at USC. He was like some special consultant or whatever. And he took over, and I was like, this is going to be a disaster. And no, he's done a fantastic job. But it was a little more than Mahomes. I mean, his schemes were being copied all over college football, and a lot of NFL teams were questioning Kingsbury on what he was doing offensively. It was a little more, but I mean, a little bit of Mahomes, a lot to do with the offense, but a lot of NFL teams really liked Kingsbury, and I think he's done a great job. He's done a better job than I was expecting. Yeah, I'm surprised we got so much Michigan State love in here, man. I'm a proud one, and I'm going to that game tomorrow. Okay, you are going. You know, I'll admit I don't even know who they're playing. I will admit I don't even know who they're playing tomorrow. I'm going to bring it up right now here. Ooh, Iowa at Maryland. That's actually interesting here. Okay, I went to the wrong thing to look this up. I went down the big schedule. I should just there's you can look up. Okay, here it is. Who is Michigan State playing? Western Kentucky. All right. If you don't win by 50. All right. Sorry about that. I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah. You better beat Wish. I'll follow this. I probably won't watch the game, but I'll follow. So I apologize for the delay, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I wonder how Arizona would be with a legit head coach if Kingsbury is not the guy. He's got something to. I think he is a legit coach. I didn't think he was. I think he's proved wrong. I think he's a very, very good coach. So, is it just me or is Kyler Murray? If I remember right, Funk's a Michigan State fan. It's really funny, man. Okay. Oh, you don't? Okay. I did not know. I thought for some. You know what? I apologize, Funk, because I thought you're a Michigan State fan. I didn't know you're a Clemson fan. Now he was the OC. No, he actually wasn't the offensive coordinator. He was lower on the totem pole than offensive coordinator. He wasn't a coordinator. He wasn't a coordinator at USC. He was something even lower than that. So yeah, it was really weird. Now keep in mind, if he didn't get the Cardinals job, he would have got a job either in the NFL as an offensive coordinator or a job as a head coach in college football. But no, he wasn't. I'm without looking it up, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Exactly. That's why I took the Cards, because I think the Rams would be feeling themselves after I beat my Bucks. McVay running around like a kid drove me. We could see me. I do like that you got 6. Right now it's at 4.5. So yeah. Dan, I know your pride pick is San Francisco under total wins, but do you think the Seahawks can beat them this week? I'm not seeing too many more wins from San Francisco here on out. Seattle. Yeah, and I have to admit, Seattle is banged up. Tyler Lockett may not play, but Tyler Lockett does play. San Francisco's secondary is really beat up. And one thing about Seattle, it's a first-year offensive coordinator under McVay. He's coming, and here's the drill: the early in the game, the offense has been explosive. Then the last half of the games, they've just been. I think both second halves, the last 2 weeks, they've had a touchdown each, and that's it. So they get lots of points. And what it is that the script he has works, and that will come with time. Seattle's defense has to step up. So that I'm kind of seeing a shootout here. And when you look at a shootout, you usually turn to quarterback. And which one do you like? Do you like Russell Wilson or Garoppolo? And that's what I like. I'm not sold on the San Francisco defense, but I will admit, after watching them play Green Bay, they look a lot better than I was expecting. So yeah. If I win to Arkansas bet, I'm going to put a little bit on that game. I'm going to look for some good prop bets too, but I am going to bet on Seattle to cover. So yeah. The final, actually, let's go. I'm going to answer a few more of these. When I was young, I was a Michigan guy. I don't know why. I thought you're a Michigan State fan for some weird reason. Is Dan frozen for? Yeah. Dan, I thought you're. Welcome, Pillow Crafter. Yes, it's a cool name, man. Jill top 10. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson maybe not playing against? Okay. I just saw on ESPN that he is going to play unless something really goes nuts. I think he'll play. ESPN just reported right before, and I didn't even touch base on this because he is going to play. He is going to play. He's not going to be 100%, and I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. I think he'll play. I think he'll play well. Now, if Denver's defense really shuts him down, that's a different story. But I expect him not only to play, but to play well. So yeah, man. Wait, welcome to the program, man. Welcome to the program, brother. Wow, does Indy go 0-4? Maybe they should call Rivers back out. A lot of it, I'll be honest, a lot of it has to do with the offensive line. The defense isn't playing that good. I thought a dark horse would be Jonathan Taylor being MVP. They're not really getting him to run the ball that much. Of course, the offensive line. Keep in mind, once Fisher and Nelson get the full strength, this team will win some games. This is going to be a bad year for them. It'll be kind of interesting to find out if they're just going to stay with Wentz and stay par for the course, or if they're going to, after the season's over, if they have a losing record, if they want to just go ahead and invest in a rookie quarterback. I was kind of surprised that they don't like Eason at all. So, it's crazy when I have to wear a mask, but I don't have to wear one when I enter. It's kind of stupid. Does the Colts sit Wentz so they keep their first rounder? Oh God, you know what? There's I forget the stipulation. I think it's a second. It's either a first or a second. I don't think that's the case, but yeah. I saw the same thing, Denver Gator. I saw the same thing. All right, final two games. Tampa Bay travels to New England. New England is a 7-point dog. Over-under is 49.5. I'd be surprised Tampa Bay didn't win big. I'd be really surprised. And I'm anxious for this game. I want to see it. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but I really think Tom Brady really wants to stick it. I really think that they are kind of dicks in this game. I think they run up the score. I think Tom Brady wants to run up the score bad enough to get booed. I think that's, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I might actually put money on Tampa Bay to cover 7. I might actually do that. And finally, the Raiders are a 3-point dog going into LA. I'm kind of surprised about that. I'm probably will put money. You know what? I should hesitate to do this, but I'll probably put money on the Raiders, even though they haven't played great. They are 3-0. All their games have been close. I kind of like the over on this one. It's 51.5. I know both teams have been playing better defenses, but this could be one of those old-fashioned. When I say old-fashioned, I'm going back AFL days. Just absolute shootouts. I could see this being a lot of fun. I'm probably going to look at some prop bets for this game and see if I can find something. Also, I want to find out if got another brain freeze. Another brain freeze is God, I'm just drawing a complete blank today. Oh man. Raiders starting running back Peyton Barber had a big game last week, but the Raiders starting running back, and I am so embarrassed this week. I'm you know what? I'm always bad with names, but this is just bad for me. Josh Jacobs. I want to find out if he's healthy. If he's healthy, it may affect the line, but I'm going to look at some prop bets on that one. So I have to enter. Yeah, It's funny because I used to go to Planet Fitness, and the rule was you had to wear a mask, and you have to wear a mask when you're inside, and all the employees could wear the mask, but nobody wore a mask once you got inside. Yeah, it's. I think you guys know my opinion, but I'm not really the one to say this to talk about it. Public is on my Bucks, but so many bettors to take in the Pats for some weird reason. Yeah, there's a lot of action on the Pats and 7 and Belichick knowing Brady. I don't see it at all. I'm telling you right now. I mean, you have a team in New England that's building something. A lot of youth and a lot of talent on defense. A rookie quarterback. A newly formed offensive line. Remember, you lose Thurney to a free agency. New England, I think, is building something really good. I really believe that. And it wouldn't surprise me. New England's one of those teams that, let's say, lose this game and they go 1-3. It wouldn't surprise me if this is a team that finishes with 9-10 wins, gets really hot at the end of the season, and all of a sudden sneaks in that final playoff spot. But, I mean, defense would have to get a lot better. They're not ready yet. I think Tampa Bay wins this one big. I don't even think it's going to be that good of a game. Don't even think it's going to be that good of a game. I wish the Pats were actually a good team to compete against Brady's revenge game. Yeah, I think so too, Denver Gator. I actually, we'll have to see what happens over the weekend, but there's a good chance that I might put action on Tampa Bay. I'd be shocked if they didn't win big. Yeah. This might not have an effect. O.J. Howard's coming back. He's not 100%, but O.J. Howard, I know Gronk's having a big year and everything, but O.J. Howard's actually a better player at this point in his career. So, and this is just a chance for O.J. Howard because physically speaking, once he's at 100%, he's one of the most athletic tight ends in the NFL. It's just he got injured. He's coming back. He's not 100%. So O.J. Howard, this not really that big of an issue. Is Gronk a better blocker? Maybe. O.J. Howard was a good blocker. He was just never really used in the passing game. He never really flourished as that prospect he was coming out of college. But it's not really that big of a deal because O.J. Howard's coming back, and O.J. Howard's dangerous. And yeah, he's going to, and Antonio Brown's going to play too. I think even Gronk plays on one leg. Don't forget Gronk has some beef with the Pats as well. Well, you know what the rule is that he was going to be traded. I think Detroit was going to trade for him, and he said he didn't want to play for Detroit, and he was kind of mad and he was upset about it. That's why he retired, and so. Are you talking to Antonio Brown? Or I'm not sure, but so anyway, I think that's all I got, man. Here's what I'm looking at as far as prop bets. I'm kind of interested in Tennessee Jets. I want to see what Derrick Henry's number is. I know it's going to be very high. I think he's going to have a massive game. I know that they're going to load up to stop him. I still think he has a big game. I'm going to pay attention to that. Some other prop bets I may be looking at. Let me see here. I may take a look at some of the rushing yards for Nick Chubb. I have a feeling it's going to be too high to bet on. But that'd be something you may want to pay attention to. Minnesota hasn't been stopping the run, so that could be something interesting. Even though I wouldn't be surprised Minnesota wins that game. Cleveland will get the rushing yards. Let me see here. I bet on CEH over receiving yards last year or last week, and I lost on that. But he did have over 100 rushing yards. There's some injuries on Philly's defensive line. I think CEH may go over 100 again. If the number's under 60 rushing yards, I may take CEH. Very small number. Mike's not in today, but his boy Singletary he's had some really big rushing games. And Houston may be a little tougher defensively to throw on than you may think. May put some action on Singletary over on yardage. I want to see the number. Trying to think of what other numbers here. Seattle, I may put some action on Russell Wilson's over on rushing yards and passing. I want to see the numbers, and they're not out yet. But anything that's in the low 20s, or if it's in the teens, I'm definitely putting action on Russell Wilson. So yeah. The Ravens game, because of Lamar Jackson, I'm going to pay attention to the rushing yards. That may be an issue, but I may put some action on that one. Brady passing yards. Again, I think he wants to rub it in. I want to see what it is. I might put some action on that one. And then the Raiders Chargers. I think there could be lots of really good prop bets on that one. Even if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, now keep in mind Derek Carr's thrown for over 1,200 yards. So I mean the yardage number may be very, very high. If it's something crazy like in the 330s or 340s, you may want to go under on passing yards. Pay attention to the Jacobs injury. Pete Barber did have 100 yards, but don't expect that again. So that'll be something to think about. I think it will be a 10-point game until back end of the third quarter. Then we'll pull away going into the fourth. I see a 38-16 type of game. I could see that. I could see that. I could also see it being close at first, but I do think Tampa Bay wins this game by double digits. That's why I'm leaning towards. I kind of want to see what happens. On this one, but I might put some bets on that one, and I want to see what the Brady passing yardage number is, because I think he's going to have a big day, and I think he wants to kind of rub it in. So, would it worry you if the Chiefs didn't win comfortable by double digits? No, it wouldn't worry me at all. They didn't do it last year. They kept on winning games last year and not covering the spread. What I want to see is efficiency on offense. Here's kind of what I'm expecting out of the Chiefs-Eagles game, to be honest with you. Here's what I'm expecting. The defense has been struggling, so I expect Philly to kind of move the ball, get some points. I'm hoping that instead of touchdowns, to get field goals. I'm kind of expecting going into the fourth quarter for the Chiefs to have like a 31-10, 24-10 type of lead. And then I think they win like 31-21, hopefully, hopefully 27-19. So you win your bet, but no, it wouldn't bother me at all. I just want to make sure that they go into the third. If they go into the third quarter or go into the fourth quarter, I'm sorry. If they're not up by double digits going into the fourth quarter, that would bother me, because there's offensive line injuries and defensive line injuries. I think Kansas City will come into this game and have kind of a different blueprint than they've had weeks 1 and 2 where they threw the ball. Against the Chargers, they ran the ball pretty heavy. CEH had 100 yards. And I think that you'll see that. I think you'll see a lot of running. I think what you're going to do is try to run the ball quite a bit and limit Jalen Hurts' opportunities, which I know sounds really crazy, but what you want to do is you want to limit his opportunities, because you want to make sure that he has to make plays. You don't want to keep giving a guy opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. What you kind of want to do is limit his opportunities and try to make a young quarterback make a mistake. Because when you have a young quarterback, a lot of times you try to press and then you make a mistake. And if you make a mistake against the Chiefs have been shooting themselves in the foot. So what they want to do is play mistake-free football and force the young quarterback to make a mistake. Because if you give Hurts, believe it or not, and some people aren't high on Hurts, but if you give Hurts opportunities to make plays, he can, because he can run. He's got a good arm. He's got weapons. All right, Miles Sanders, there's like a crazy stat I just saw. Like, it's like first down carry. It's like 8.8 yards a carry on first down. It's highest in the NFL. There's weapons. What you want to do is I believe it or not, normally when you play a bad team, let's call Philly a bad team. Let's just say they're 1-2. Let's just say they're a bad team. Normally when you play a bad team, you just kind of want to concentrate, get out there, just score as much as you can. I think against Philly, what you want to do is a little different. I think the Chiefs want to shorten the game. I think they want to play ball control, and then, just rely on Mahomes at the end of the first half, the start of the second half, if they get the ball first in the second half. Or if they get the ball first, they want to, eat up a lot of the clock, just like they did last week. And then, eat up a lot of the clock. Don't turn the ball over, obviously. Get in the end zone. So to answer your question, no, it wouldn't worry me. But they better be up by double digits going into the fourth. Just something to think about. Justin Tucker in Denver altitude could have a chance for a 70-yard field goal. Just hope it's not the game winner. Normally when you have a kicker like Tucker who made a big field goal, he's not going to have a big field goal in back-to-back weeks normally. But absolutely. Absolutely. Cheat Casey and ball control. Okay, let me explain. What the blueprint against Kansas City has been is don't give up any big plays. And if you have them, 10 to 12 play drives, you force them to make a mistake. And that's how the Chargers beat Kansas City, is that they said, we're going to put 2 safeties in the parking lot. You can dink and dunk us all you want. And sooner or later, you'll make a mistake. You'll have CEH fumble, which he's fumbled in the last 2 games. Tyreek Hill had a fumble, and Mahomes has thrown a couple picks. So the blueprint to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this week will be to put a couple safeties in the parking lot, double cover Kelsey, and then double cover Hill, and you'll kind of flip flop. All right, but you'll show some different looks, but ultimately, you're not going to blitz Mahomes because Mahomes is deadly against the blitz. You'll rush 3 or 4, and you'll allow the dink and dunk. All right, so and to counter that, what you do is you run the ball and force the safeties to come up. So that's why it may surprise people that what Kansas City will do will be ball control. They won't do the mistakes. They'll just play ABC. They'll take what the defense gives you and try to eat the clock, because once you get a lead, then you force the young quarterback to make plays. And this is the game. Hopefully Frank Clark comes back. And the Chiefs defense needs to get better. They get a few players back on defense, including Frank Clark. I think Willie Gay is going to play also. So, I know. But, here's the thing. Here's the blueprint on how to beat Kansas City. It's never been a secret. You eliminate the deep ball. You double cover Kelsey, and you hope somebody else beats you. And now's the reason why the Chiefs signed Josh Gordon, which I'm hearing now he's going to play. I thought he was going to stay on the practice squad. Apparently, he's going to play a little bit, and that'll be interesting to see. So anyway, I've been going on for an hour 40. Wow, I'm sorry about that. My camera just went out of focus there. So I've been going on for an hour 40. I'm going to wrap it up here. If anybody else has got anything, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment below, too. It helps the algorithm. Just drop a comment with anything that you want. It helped me out. You don't have to, of course. But, that's just something for me. But do give me a thumbs up. I deserve it. I did not do cocaine. If you want to give me a thumbs down because I had some computer problems, I don't have a problem with that. But do give me a thumbs up. Dan, do you have a power rankings? No, I don't. I don't do power rankings. It's kind of one of my pet peeves because I think that certain teams match up better with certain teams. I got kind of an idea of teams, how good teams are, but I really don't do power rankings. But I got a mental list of how I rank teams, if that makes sense. So to answer your question, no, but I do keep a mental list of how good I think certain teams are. No, I didn't really answer your question there, but the blueprint may be out there, but the scheme Fangio and Staley play requires fast, intelligent guys to execute. Not too many teams out there. Yes, absolutely, and I'm glad that made sense. I felt like I kind of rambled, but I'm glad that made sense, Salad Dodger. And that's the thing too, is that I don't think Philly has the scheme to really beat them, but I do think that what they'll try to do is limit the big play. I think that they're going to try to limit the big play, and Kansas City will counter, because one thing Kansas City does have that's different this year than the previous years Mahomes has been here is that their offensive line's very big and very physical. And one thing about CEH is, even though he's had fumbles, he's a powerful runner. He's 5'7", he's 210. He's a powerful runner. So what the Chiefs are doing, it's kind of goofy and strange, but what they're doing is they're actually running the ball. They were able to dominate running the ball against the Chargers, but they had to play from behind and adapt from mistakes. So if CEH doesn't fumble the ball, they should be able to run the ball pretty well against the Philly defensive line that's beat up. Again, if Philly's defensive line was at full strength, it's a little different of a situation, but they're not. So you are correct. But hopefully, I know you want Kansas City to win big, and I want Kansas City to win. I just put money on the money line, and then if Arkansas wins, I'm going to put some action down. And Wednesday, we will see how good I do. Because as of right, let me see. I'm going to give you the exact number here. I know I put 50. Okay. 45 on Arkansas. I got negative 115, so only paid 39.13. And I took Kansas City, the money line, when it was at negative 265 at 5.5. So it only wins 1887. So if Kansas City wins, if Kansas City wins, I'll have about 70 in my account. And if Arkansas wins, I'll have, if Arkansas wins, I'll have about 85. No, if Arkansas wins, I'll have about 90 in my account, and I can play around a little more. And if Kansas City wins, I'll have about 160, and I'll bet maybe 100. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I'll let you. I'll show you all my bets that I make on Wednesday. I'll show you how I did. If anybody wants to know what I'm going to put action on, just shoot me a message. If you follow me on social media, hit me up on social media. You can always email me, and I'm going to wrap it up here. And thank you guys so much. I can't tell you how much I look forward to Wednesdays and Fridays to talk football. You guys are great. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up. If you want to give me a thumbs down for technical difficulties, I wouldn't blame you. And Mazeman, I know you posted some of your bets, so good luck to you. I know Mike, he didn't join the show today, but I know he's got some action, so good luck to Mike. If you're listening on the rebroadcast, good luck to you. Guys, have a great weekend. I'll see everybody back on Wednesday.